Hi there, Jen Roque here at stampcampwithjen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, and welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. If you're new here, I go live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we would love to have you join us. As you guys hop on, please say hello and let me know what you're up to. I love seeing you guys every week. I missed you guys last week, but we had a lot of fun. Ethan, we took him trick-or-treating. He was some like demon shadow thing. I don't know. It was some costume he found online. It was really cool though, because the eyes would like glow a red color, so it looked like a black mask, and then his eyes would start glowing like on and off, and it was pretty cool. But he said he couldn't breathe in the little mask, so he didn't wear it most of the time. Hi Kay, hi Jessica, thanks so much for joining me and for sharing the video. And yes, as you guys join in, if you would share this video with your crafty friends and invite them to join us, I would really appreciate that. So I have lots of fun things to discuss, lots of cool things that I've been working on coming up. And I have some crafty creations to share that some people send me mail, and I love to just show those off. So I'm going to show some cards that I got in the mail, and Ethan got some cards too. Yes, we did have a good time, Jessica. It was a lot of fun. He was a little bummed because he was trying to meet up with his friends and that didn't work out. You know, it just gets real crazy and hectic, and he's getting to that age where a lot of his friends are not really trick-or-treating anymore at all, so because he's in middle school now. So I think, this might have been the last year. I don't know if he's going to want to do it again. So, but that's okay. I'll let him decide. At first I said, no, we're not going to go trick-or-treating. And then I kind of backtracked a little bit and said, well, I guess if you want to go, you can go. But I think after this year, it's not as exciting as it used to be for him. So he probably won't want to do it. But all right, well, let me turn the camera around and get my lights all situated, and then I'll show you some happy mail that I got, and then we will get into our fun fold card today. It's going to be super awesome. Let me get this off of here. Turn this around. There we go. Did everybody have a good weekend? Did you guys do anything fun for Halloween or just kind of hang out? I know in our neighborhood, we don't really have a lot of kids that live around here, so we have to go to a neighborhood in the area that does have a lot of families so that we can do like trick-or-treating and stuff. So I don't know what we're gonna do once Ethan is too old for trick-or-treating. I guess we'll just hang out and watch scary movies. I kind of miss seeing all the little kids in their costumes though, and passing out candy and all that. So this is a card that I received from my friend Leslie. She sends me a card every single holiday, and I love it. And she used that little witch hat builder, and I realized like a day or two after she had sent it to me that it has like this iridescent glitter embossing she did over it. I'm gonna have to ask her how she did it. It's so pretty. It is Monday, Roberta. Welcome to Monday, and the Monday after daylight savings time too. Hi Sue, thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's very Halloween-y. I like this one. And then my friend and team member Veronica sent me this one. I just love the fall sereneness of it. And I'm not sure what she did for the middle here, but it's got like a little, it looks almost like little seeds in the middle. It's really pretty. And then Veronica also made this one, and she made it for Ethan, and it has the little cutout when you open it too. So, oh, you always watch The Nightmare Before Christmas? Oh, Jessica, it's one of my favorite movies. Now, I have a story about that movie. My mom, when that movie was coming out, I wanted to see it so bad, and she was like, oh, you're not going to go watch it. It looks so weird, blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, me and my sisters, and I think my mom really likes it too, but my sisters and I love that movie. I especially love it. And of course, I probably love it even more because I wasn't allowed to go see it, and I wanted to. And now that I can, I'm like, yes, this is an awesome movie. And it's cool because you can watch it for Christmas too, so it's like dual purpose. Okay, so here's my little images as usual. So I just made this one. If you are new here, please like and comment and subscribe. I have my Facebook information, YouTube, and Pinterest, and then this is my website. Most of you guys that are watching me live already know all this information, but if you're watching the replay, please make sure you check out all of my social media channels and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And I also have a newsletter you can subscribe to and get weekly updates. I'm going to show this just a little bit longer because I want to make sure everybody's seen this, but I did update my Stamp Camp with Jen rewards program, so you can get a $50 shopping spree. You earn for every $25 in a single order, you earn 1 point before shipping and tax. And once you get to 20 points, you get a free $50 shopping spree. I pay the tax, shipping, everything. All you have to do is keep track of your orders, and then when you're once you get those 20 points, you just send me an email with what you want. It just can't go over $50, but I will place that order and have it shipped right to you. A tip for you though is if you keep track of all this and you earn your $50 shopping spree, a helpful tip is to save this for during celebration, because if you can get it up to exactly $50, I will let you claim a $50 celebration item with it too. So that's just a way to earn extra freebies with your free shopping spree. All right, so a couple days left for this Ho 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 paper pumpkin kit. If you would like this one, this is the one that has tags in it, but it coordinates with the From the North Pole kit. So these two go together, but this one, oh wait, October, we're in November. This is old. I'm sorry. That's the old, this is the old one. So North Pole, excuse me, I am all over the place. North Pole is the one that you subscribe by November 10th. I'm sorry. Hi, Elise. Hi, Sylvia. Thanks so much for joining us. I have my papers backwards. Okay, so this was the last one. This is the current one. You have until November 10th, which is Thursday, to subscribe for this one. This one is the one with the tags. The Ho 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 one is the one that went out last time that has the cards, but they coordinate together. And then you can also purchase these little North Pole sacks to do some extra like holiday gifting. They have like little snowflake type design on the outside of them. I believe they're like a crumb cake color. So that is a paper pumpkin kit. So this I'm really excited to share with you guys. Do I have an extra? No, Roberta, I'm so sorry. I just sold my last October paper pumpkin kit. Oh, thank you, Sue. So my nails actually match a dress I bought for a wedding that we're supposed to be going to this weekend. Hopefully we're still going to be going. I was just looking at the weather and my husband and I were talking about it, and with that tropical storm Nicole coming, we may not end up being able to go, but we're going to keep our eye on it and we'll see. But depending on the weather, if it's bad enough, we might not be able to go. So I'm kind of bummed about that, but I did get my nails to match my dress. So fingers crossed we'll be able to go. You're just looking for the stamps. Yeah, I'm sorry, Roberta. That one was really popular. Actually, I usually get 2 kits, and I sold both of them, so it was a really popular one. Okay, so this 12 Days of Christmas. This is coming up soon. This Friday, I believe, I have a blog post coming out with all the details for what's going to be included in this. So this is actually going to be 4 weeks. Even though it says 12 Days of Christmas, the 12 Days of Christmas really is talking about the 12 days of projects that I'm going to be doing. But the 12 days of Christmas, it's actually going to be 4 weeks. So each week there will be 3 days of projects. I'll have a giveaway and shopping specials every week as well. So 4 weeks of that, but 12 days of actual projects in those 4 weeks. So be on the lookout for that email on Friday. And that starts, I believe, what did I say? November 21st is when it's going to start. And that's all going to be on my blog. So that's not going to be a Facebook thing. So if you sign up for my blog post by email, you will get all those blog post notifications. I would definitely recommend that because you'll get all that information sent to your email. You won't miss the projects, you won't miss the giveaways, and you won't miss the shopping specials. And then when I announce the winners for the giveaways each week, you'll see that as well. So be sure to sign up for that. Okay, so Fitting Florets collection is now available, and we're gonna make a project with that today. It's really fun, but I wanted to talk about this really quick before we get into that. So part of that Fitting Florets collection, they have this Christmas stamp set, which is called the Framed and Festive stamp set. That's this one. They have the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. This is 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And the gold adhesive back swirls. These are only available while supplies last. So if you're interested in any of these, I would highly recommend ordering these first, because once these are gone, these are gone. You just order that set. It's really, really pretty set. So we're not using the paper today. We are actually going to use just the stamp and the dies here. This is what we're going to use today. And I'm actually using the Awash and Beauty paper to go with it. So, but I do have this stamp set, and I love this stamp set. And this is a cling stamp set. So this is that red rubber, if you like that. I don't mind. I like all of them. And then these are those gold adhesive back swirls. I'm not going to drag the paper out because I've used quite a bit of the paper and I have a bunch of scraps, but this is what those swirls look like. They have kind of like a, I don't know, they look like a swirl, as you can see when they go in the light. They kind of swirl around. They're hard to describe, but they're really pretty. Okay. So let's show you what we're going to make today. Get out my kit here. And all right, so this is what we're making. So this is called a square easel card. So this is like the side view of it. It sits up like this, and it has this little square section. You could probably put candy or something through there. It would probably fit like Mentos or something like that. I don't know, maybe a smaller chocolate bar. You guys know I love little treat holders. But so this is what I made, 2 different versions with the paper. I really like the colors, and I thought especially the colors on this one really look like fall. So I thought this was pretty cool. I actually found this on Pinterest. There was a lady, what was her name? I know I have it in my blog post, Designs by Gloria Plunkett. So she actually got this from a website called Mixed Up Craft. And that lady at the Mixed Up Craft website, she's in the UK, so she makes a lot of stuff that's in bigger sizes. So Gloria Plunkett, who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, she took her design and kind of made it smaller, and this is what she came up with. So I thought it was really cool, so I redesigned it using this Fitted Florets and this Awash and Beauty paper. I thought it was really pretty. So we're going to make this. It's really easy. And then in the morning when the blog post goes out, I have a picture tutorial to go along with it as well, so you can see how to put it together step by step and print that out if that's something you would like to do. Okay, so I have all my little pieces here. One thing that was a little tricky was trying to figure out where to put the message. I think it was on this one, I tried to put the message on the back here. You can kind of tell it's a little ripped up, but it's too heavy with the paper. It kept like falling backwards. So I actually ended up putting the message on the bottom, because that way you don't have that extra weight like pulling it back. Another thing I will say is if like you can't get it to stand up, it keeps falling over, all you have to do is this little crease on the back right here. You can see this one. All you have to do is crease that a little bit more and it'll stand right up. If it keeps falling over, you just need to reinforce that little crease back there and it'll stand up perfectly after that, okay? So let's get started. This is really, really easy. So we have a big base here. This is 4 1/4 by 11. And we're actually going to score, well, no, I'm not going to score this just yet, but we have 4 1/4 by 11. And then we have all these little panels here that we're going to stick together. And then we have 3, we should have, yes, I did cut the other one here. So you have 3 So Saffron and then 3 of the DSP panels to go over there. So we'll go ahead and attach all those with our liquid glue. And again, all the measurements are at stampcampwithjen.com. On the blog post, you'll see a button that says click here for PDF tutorial, and that's where you'll be able to get all the measurements and the picture tutorial right there, okay? But we're just going to take our Awash in Beauty Designer Series paper here, and we're going to adhere those. I'm going to use my finger to kind of flatten out that glue and get it in place. I just thought this was so fun. I love fun fold cards, and this one was so unique. I was looking for an Easel card, but I'd never seen anything like this before, so I definitely wanted to try this one out. So there's 2, and then a little bit more liquid glue here. And I always use a light hand with the liquid glue. You just want to get a light application. And then I always use my finger to kind of flatten that glue underneath your paper so you don't get any bubbles underneath. And you really make sure it's nice and sealed on there. So we'll set those aside to dry. And then I guess I'll use some glue for this. All right. We'll put this on. Again, this is So Saffron. I just love this. Liquid glue is great because it really gives you that time to wiggle things around and make sure it's exactly where you want it to be before it gets stuck in place. All right, and then we'll put this down on the Mary Merlot, which is what this pretty wine colored paper is. There we go. And again, I always use my hands to kind of rub that paper down, make sure there's no big globs of glue, no bubbles. There we go. So we'll set those aside and let those dry. And now we're gonna grab our Simply Scored scoring tool here. Make sure you guys can see it. So what we wanna do is, I already have 2 sections marked off, but we're gonna take our scoring tool, and I always like to use the smaller tip, it's just easier to control, but we're gonna score at 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 6 1/2 and 8 3/4. So that's why I mark those off, because these are easy to remember: 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 6 1/2 and 8 3/4. And I love using my scoring tool here because it makes a deep impression when you score, and it's so much easier to see than if you use it on your paper trimmer. So that's why I like to score with my scoring tool there. See? And now you have all those little score lines right there. Okay. And now, so I'm going to take my paper, and with those smaller score lines, I'm going to have them facing me and the bigger sections facing away from me. Now the smaller sections I'm going to fold up and away from me, those 4, okay, and I'm going to burnish with my bone folder. Okay, and then those 2 bigger sections I'm going to fold towards me and burnish with my bone folder. Okay. So when you're done, those 2 bigger sections will fold towards you, and those 3 smaller sections will fold away from you, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this small edge here, like the smaller scored section, I'm gonna fold it under, just that top one there, and I'm just gonna fold that down. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna make sure that I am not tempted to try to put my designer series paper on here, because we don't want that on there. We're gonna glue it to the base eventually. And now I know these 3 sections are where I need to put my designer series paper, and we're gonna glue those on, okay? I think this one's actually upside down. Yep. All right, so again, with our liquid glue here, I'm gonna take some more liquid glue. Oh, I got some on my work surface, that's all right. But again, that top section is underneath, so we're not tempted to glue that down. We'll just glue our panels down here. And it is hard to see because everything is tone on tone, so if you need to, you can fold it so it's against your base, but for me, I'm just gonna fold it like this because it's a little bit easier for me to see. So as you guys join, if you're joining in the middle of the video, please say hi and let me know where you're watching from. I love hearing from you guys. I love having viewers say hello. All right, there's 2, and then we'll do 1 more. And you can make it so that your pattern is, you know, all connected and everything. It doesn't really matter though, because you're not always going to see the pattern at the same time. Like, see, these 2 match up, but I don't think this one matches, but it really isn't going to matter. Nobody's going to sit there and like study it and go, oh, you didn't line up that paper. It's really, nobody's going to see. And actually this one is going to be tucked behind, so you won't even see this one too much. All right, so now what we're going to do, now we're going to take that back panel here, and we're actually going to take liquid glue and apply it to this section that we didn't put the designer series paper on. And then I'm going to fold it against, so you have all these small score lines here. We're actually going to put this edge right along this score line right here. Can you guys see that? So this outer edge here is going to go right along this score line here. And you can actually kind of curl it over, because this makes a box, right? So you can curl it over and fold it flat. I have a little bit of glue coming out, that's all right. So these are those top 2 panels, and we're just folding that over and rubbing that glue on there. And now we have our box. That's our little square section for our fun fold right there, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take the bigger section that's scored, and we're gonna fold that down, and we're just gonna apply liquid glue there. And then we're gonna take these pieces that we glued earlier, and we're gonna line those up, the sides and the edges, we're gonna line those up, but just on this panel right here, okay? So I'm just gonna put liquid glue right there. That's the only place you want it to stick. And then, like I said, I'll just put it down, and I actually like to flip it over so I can see the back side and make sure that it's all lined up. And then we'll just fold that down. Kind of move it around here. Oh, I think it got a little crooked. That's okay though. There we go. And now, see, mine doesn't want to fold. It doesn't want to stay, right? So like I said before, you take that little crease here and you just really go in and you burnish that score line. And now when you go to stand it up, it stands in place like it's supposed to. It doesn't try to flop backward, okay? So now I have this frame. This is from the Framed Florets die set here. So I have all these beautiful dies that go with the stamp set. Let's see. So I have this stamp set with the wishes for a beautiful birthday is what we're using today, and this little celebrate down here. But you can see all these little dies. They die cut the flowers. They have this little bunch here that die cuts those flowers right there. This one actually just die cuts those hearts. It doesn't cut the little ovals or anything. So, but this one that we're using here, this frame, this actually, when you cut it out, it will cut the frame and the little oval out of the center there. So it cuts both of those. So we had to cut a Mary Merlot one and a basic white one, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the white center and the Mary Merlot frame. So that's what we needed. So that's why I die cut 2 of them. These you can throw away, save for another project, whatever. I'm not gonna use them again, so I'm gonna throw them away. But you can do whatever you want with those. So that's the die set that goes with that beautiful stamp set there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Granny Apple Green for this one. And I already have the stamps on here, the Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday and the Celebrate, and I have a little tiny piece for the Celebrate. So we're gonna just stamp both of these. Our Celebrate. I just love the font in this set, and the fonts always get me. If I like the font, then I'll buy the stamp set in a heartbeat. So that Framed and Festive one, I really liked the font for that one, so I couldn't wait to buy that one, the Christmas set that's only available while supplies last. I love that one. All right, and now we're gonna do the Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday and just center that again in Granny Apple Green. And it's nice when you can see through the stamp block and the stamp set and the stamp, so you can see where to center everything. That's really nice. All right, so we're done with our inks. We'll close that up. All right, so now to put this on, first with the Celebrate, all you need to do is take a little bit of glue again. And we're just going to put this on our little square, our little box front here. So we're just gonna try to center that and just adhere that right to the front, just using liquid glue. You could pop it up if you want to, but keep in mind you do have to fold it flat, so it could get a little bulky if you pop it up. So that's why I decided to leave it flat, okay? So now for the frame, you can see it's got all these little like ridges on the side there. So when you flip it over, it's not as pronounced. That's how you know that's the back side. So we're actually gonna take some mini Stampin' Dimensionals here, because that's the only size that will fit on this frame. You might be able to take a bigger one and cut it in half, but I'm not sure if that would really work. And I think the mini ones work really well. They're like the perfect size. So I just do 4 top and bottom and the sides, and then I put 1 in between those. So I have about 8 total by the time we're done. And for me, just using the little pokey end of the Take Your Pick tool is the easiest way for me to pick these up. All right, and then we'll just take the backing off of here. Oh, and my whole dimensional is trying to come off too. There we go. All right, so for this little front here, so when you have it folded down, it's going to be kind of hidden behind this square piece. So I really want to have it folded in place before I put my frame down, and I want to center it as it's standing up, so that way I can center the section that's actually being shown. So it's kind of hard for you to see on camera. I'll show you here in just a second once I get it on here. So put that up. But see, now you can see I have it centered from the section that's actually going to be shown. So now we're going to take our Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday, and we're going to put dimensionals on it and just stick it in the center there. So you can use regular dimensionals for this. You don't need to use the small ones. All right. almost done. This is pretty easy to put together. All right, again, so I'm just gonna insert this into where the frame is. Just pop that in there, just like that. And then for our message, we have this little basic white piece. Where did it go? I thought I had one in my kit here. Oh, here it is. So this piece is gonna go on the bottom here. So you're gonna put it right here, just like that. So I'm gonna grab my Seal Plus. That's what I like to use. I've been using liquid glue for most things, but this will be okay. So this part, you're gonna see the designer series paper here, and then you're gonna put it in that section right underneath the designer series paper. And that's just so you have a place to write a message, okay? So there's our card. And again, if it flops over like that, just reinforce that crease and you should be fine. Just like that. That stands up, no problem. Now, when you go to fold it to mail it, all you have to do is fold that box underneath. So you have your box right here, you fold that down and fold it under your card there, and then it will fit right inside an envelope and you can mail it just like that. Well, of course mine's a little bulky, but it will fit inside an envelope, okay? All right, well that is all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this cool fun fold. Like I said, there's 2 different versions here, just like that, okay? All right, guys, well, if you need any supplies for this project, please shop with me, Jennifer Roque, at stampinup.com and choose me, Jennifer Roque, as your demonstrator. And until next time, be safe and happy stamping. Bye, guys.